Hi,
Yep.
Revati. We also call you Zoos. What are we calling you in this episode?
Oh God, I just love when people call me Zoos. It makes me feel so different. मतलब रेवती वाला normal हो जाता है. Zoos gives me a like edge, so I don't mind Zoos at all.
So I know the story behind zoos, and I know only millennials will be able to kind of remind themselves of what that was. But why don't we start with that story?
Oh yes, happily. So this was, I think, in sometime around 2007, 8, 9 or something. We had this whole Vodafone Zuzu advertisements. Killer funny, killer good, like one of the best ad campaigns to ho sakta hai. And this was just around the time when I was getting into business school. So I'm from SPJ in Mumbai. And we had this, I was in Bangalore that time. So we had a Bangalore meet before we joined, just before we even joined.
Mhm.
And we were a good group of some 10, 15 people. Of course, me being a social butterfly, I already knew all the 10 before we even joined college.
It's
And
also called stalker.
this is hush hush होना चाहिए, hush hush. So my massive chattiness was already, everyone knew about it, and that's why. And coincidentally, that group meet that was happening was on my birthday. So one of the guys had actually got a cake saying "Happy Birthday, Zuzu." Saying, and the thing is that, I mean, again, another subtle message was that I talk as much and as people can't understand me at all, like how Zuzu, just like kind of thing. And that nickname really caught on. So in my batch, we have another Revati, also a very good friend of mine. So she is the Revati or Reva, and I am out and out Zoos. So most of my friends have my name saved as Zoos. So there is no Zoos, Zuzu, Zoozil, Zoozamma. So all variations are done, but it comes from the Vodafone Zuzu advertisement. Very
Amazing.
legendary, I say.
Yes, I clearly remember. I had the good fortune of meeting Revati for the very first time in 2011 because she was a colleague of my husband. Both of them were working together in this ODC project called RCO. RCO was it?
Oh
Oh
God.
my God! If you can see Revati's
Oh God.
reactions right now, yes, it was like a little bit of uh, experience in hell.
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
as they say, misery begets company. They all became really good friends. And over the last 14, 15 years, they've stayed friends. It's also very difficult to not be friends with Revati because she is that like warm cup of tea and like that bear hugs. Revati is the epitome of unscripted career because she did her MBA from SP Gen, got into management consulting, Deloitte and S&O. A lot of people aspire to do that. And then after 4 years, I think she said, okay, let me explore. But she'll tell you more about why she did what she did. But 4 years in corporate career, and then since then, Revati has been exploring what makes her heart happy and what makes her happy. I want to explore a lot of things on does this still have ups and downs? Does it still have monetary kind of like how do you do that? Also, what I remember is Revati's brother and sister in law are also IIM folks. So,
Yes.
how do you feel being the black sheep of the family?
That's how I introduce myself often as well. But thank you very much. I am so thrilled to be here. I've heard your earlier episodes. It's really nice because, we don't get to hear stories of people who actually have, or rather, many stories of people who actually gotten out of corporate career on the whole. They do try entrepreneurship stints and all that as well. But, following like how in quotes, passion wala thing. It's not too frequent, so it is very nice to hear that happening. And of course, a lot of women power. You have gotten a bunch of solid women on your show, so I'm so happy to be a part of that as well. It's great
Yes,
fun.
it's just so much like it feels so much natural for me to be talking to women and getting their stories out. A lot of because like it just we get typecasted very very fast, right?
Correct.
If she's exploring her passion, mostly pati ka paisa hoga. If
Yes,
she's
100%.
slugging it out in the corporate, then oh my god, that I don't even
Yeah,
want to say those words,
yeah,
right?
I know what you mean.
I know things are changing. A lot of people are like, all of us are having much better times
Mhm.
now in corporate. But yeah, misadventures of the sneaker.
Yes,
Yes.
Misadventures of a Sneaker. That's the name of my podcast. It's a travel podcast. So we'll talk about all that, through the whole conversation. But coming to your question, black sheep of the family, absolutely are. And that has been the case forever. So even while in school, my brother was like the 90% plus wala person. I was always like at a 60, 70% thing. The biggest break in my academic career was probably me going halfway through being a chartered accountant and cracking SPJN and all of that. That was like the biggest part of my academic life, where I could tell mere bhaiya ki, dude, I can do it as well. But honestly, my family as such has never been the kinds who has ever pressurized me in terms of, whether it was marks during ACAT, whether it is, any salary things, or, in terms of even quitting work when when I actually left Deloitte. Because, I have worked sufficiently prior my MBA as well. So about 4-5 years. So I was a work ex-wali when I joined, SPJ. And then, so overall work-wise, I took a break at that time for studies. This time I took a break for, I just wanted to take a break. Actually, there was no pressurizing thing with respect to work, because I had a great career. I mean, I was doing well. I was getting very highly appreciated. For great luck, probably I had one very average manager, but other than that one person, everyone has been A plus throughout. So, which is very lucky, getting such kind of opportunities and all that. And I have made great. So I'm a very social person, like I've told you 10 times already, I think. So management consulting is one thing that really helps you, get more friends, get more people in your network, in terms of networking and all. And I'm very, very much in touch with several of them, of course, one being yourself and your husband as well. So, so career-wise, I was doing very well. Why I quit? I mean, my work had me traveling a lot. So I used to do long stints abroad. And, earlier in early life, when you are much younger, you love it. I mean, oh, I'm going to the US, yaar. I'm going to New York, yaar. I'm going to San Francisco. Yeah, Vegas gayi thi party karne. Those things are exotic. And, people will be like, oh. So I was one of those kinds. I was actually having that kind of life, I would come back and say, no, Etihad is better than Emirates, and shit like that. So I would do that. But then, as it went on, a couple of years in and all, I'm a very senti person. So I started missing home a lot. And it's not just like, missing my husband or missing my mom or brother and all. Generally, I love my friends. I love hanging out twice a week with them, things like that, which I continue doing even now. And I genuinely miss all of that. Career, of course, is great, but social, I am that kind. So I did give preference to how, I'm as a person, missing home, missing everyone back here. So that's when I thought, I did a stint with Deloitte India as well, to see whether, that really gives me the love of, being here and still working. But it did not, because, for some reason, I just love the Deloitte USIS, culture so much that nothing could stand equal to that kinds. So then I called it quits. I back full on back to India, completely called it quits. I was really enjoying my break. So genuinely, like I really, really, really enjoyed my break. I think that
What
is
did you
when,
do? What was the break like? Did
oh,
you miss the routine at all?
did I miss this? So that's one thing. So I remember you once telling me, are there pros and cons of taking a break? The pros are huge. I mean, I did a lot. So I learned art. I drew a lot. I was hugely into, plants and garden care, to the extent that I have even gone and designed a few balcony gardens and my community that I was there. We shifted cities. I traveled extensively, a lot of places, how much of it possible. Like I used to do that one place a month.
And you were
Kind
like
of
doing these trips by yourself with your husband?
all
Anything?
combination.
Okay.
Sometimes with their mom, sometimes with this group of friends, that friend. I have 50 different groups. So one from here, one from there. Solo trips, trip with, of course, lot of vacations with my husband. We used to do even do weekend things, little long weekend, whatever. So everything, whatever. It doesn't mean that I went to London or I went to Paris. I even say that I went to Coorg or I went to Chikmagalur, I went to Lonavala. That also is equal to, getting out of home, going somewhere. So I did all of those things. Um,
All of these things, but they require money. Like how,
yes,
where was the money coming from? Did you save up? How was, what was the financial equation?
good, very good question. So, like I said, I did work in the US for a few project stints, and though I'm not really a saving kind of person, मैं उड़ा देती हूँ चीजों को, आते ही पैसा आते ही I just splurge. But the one of the last projects that I did was like a maybe 4 5 month long stint, and that's one place where I could actually manage to save. I did travel a lot, but I did manage to save quite a bit, and it was there in the back of my mind that I was going to take a break after this. So maybe that also helped me pushing myself to save some more. And thankfully, INR USD Forex was so convenient to me that I could save a fair amount when I was doing the INR equivalent. And see, I have a finance background, so I have always been into investing. I mean, I was a part of the investing club when I was in college. From that time onwards, I used to go into IPOs and I used to invest in stocks. All of it, like small amounts.
Yeah.
I came into college with WorkX as well, so I had some from there. So I did invest smartly, thankfully, and yeah, the USD INR Forex did help. So savings were there. Having said that, this did require a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
So it's not that, if I had continued in investing, definitely in consulting, I definitely would have had way more compared to how, at the stage of life that my husband and me are right now. So we did have to do a lot of lifestyle changes, which continues till date, because I am not still earning at the level that I would right now. If I was there, maybe I would be a director, partner, that
Yeah.
level probably. I'm definitely not earning to that extent. But so there are a lot of lifestyle changes. We don't fly business class. We don't even fly primary economy. It's just economy, sometimes even middle seats and all. We don't stay in fancy hotels. We always stay in the, very budget range hotels. We do all those kind of lifestyle adjustments. I don't buy luxury brands and things like that. But having said that, we do all experiences that are possible. I am still traveling one vacation per month. And of course, now I say that as a part of my career, part of my work. I say such things. So I still do all of that. We stay in hostels if we can, and we enjoy doing all of that. It's not really an adjustment that we did.
Also,
But when
makes you young, right? You
yes, I am forever
you're
25.
always hanging out with younger folk. You
Yes,
get to meet a lot many more like interesting
I
characters
think so too.
versus the ones that you will find at your Marriott's and your
Yes,
Westins.
yes. You can the White Lotus series kind of folks you'll find there, which is also entertaining. I don't mind, but but we are not that kind of folks. So these kind of lifestyle adjustments have been made for sure. I won't say everything is hunky dory. There have been things that I have had to change, but I would say that the pros definitely outweigh the cons significantly. So I am very happy with my decision that I took at that time. And then life has come around to keeping me happy as well. So it's not that I resent anything of that sort. Yeah.
So yeah, just like take me through. Okay, when you said, okay, then bye bye Deloitte India.
Mhm.
I think I need my me time a little more, and I
Right.
need to like take a break. What did the next few years look like?
Very chill, very happy. I have multiple such WhatsApp groups with different friends, and I see how much stress folks take. I'm still devoid of stress. Touch wood, touch whatever. And in terms of what kept me busy, like I said, I name a conference, I used to go there. So I used to love checking out, there'll be one travel conference, one photography conference, one something, you have a magazine is about to be released and you go there, a lot of book releases. So I used to go to a bunch of those kind of things and I used to love it. So you get to meet very interesting people in such places. And so I used to go to many of these almost once a week, twice a week. I'll go to one of these conferences. I was in Bombay earlier. Now I'm in Bangalore. Both places are heavy on such kind of, social meets. So I used to do a lot of those. Like I said, got a lot into art. So mandala is something that I do okay-ish. And
I remember, even before COVID, even before everyone else started picking up the pen and like doing mandalas, I remember picking up Zentangles thanks
Mhm.
to your posts because you would draw such like beautiful things, and they felt like, okay, maybe something like there's a pattern to it, so my
Yes.
mathematical brain can make it, without really like, I used to think I'm not a creative person at all, but thanks to some of those like just little trying and doing,
Yeah.
I have a art wall in the house now, so you should visit.
Oh, क्या बात है यार! Sounds great. Wow. It's very relaxing actually. Mandala is phenomenally relaxing. In fact, folks actually ask me, do you do this because you're stressed and you have amazing patience? I said, not really. It's something I just enjoy. Those little details, putting it. No, I genuinely enjoy mandala. So yes, I started that quite in advance, and even love for gardens also was pre-COVID, because COVID made a lot of people got into gardening. But I had a flourishing garden even prior that. I adore my plants. Even now, I really enjoy sitting with them and just kabhi, turn one this side, turn one that side. And I love listening to music and podcasts. So my gardening time is when music and podcasts are playing in the background, and I'm just with my plants doing things. So I did a lot of that during my break as well. Lot of drawing, lot of gardening, and a lot of going to all these kind of meets, making a very nice circle, building a network. But there was no purpose behind why I was building a network. It wasn't that I wanted these people because I was going to launch something 5 years hence. I did not have any plan as to what I was
Yeah.
doing. It was just there. So everything actually was very organic without me having a plan in mind.
And I feel like it's just nicer to have happy people around, right, Revati? I'm sure a lot of people just like want that bubble of energy in
Oh,
life, and that's why people like Revati are just bring so much life into your life.
oh my God.
One other thing that I wanted to ask you was, so as a high achieving person who went to SP and did all of this consulting, a lot of times we find it difficult to spend time with ourselves, right? To take a break, to not be goal oriented. So, and you're saying you had so much fun, so how did you like make that change from one to the other, or were you always that?
I think I really was always that. It wasn't difficult for me at all. That's one thing that I always, I mean, of late, I have been telling a lot of people that I strongly push people, please take at least one career break in your life. And that should not be the education part of it, because then you have a purpose. If you're studying, you have a purpose around it. You need a day with, I do not know what I'm going to do today. And that's when random things come into your head, which is fantastic. So one career break in your life is great. Keep it minimum 6 to 8 month long one. Mine went many years long, so you don't have to go that long. Not everyone has a luxury. I don't know. Thankfully we don't have any assets and things like that as well. So we could take the call of me taking that long break and all of that. But a career break is very good. I had a guest on my podcast just as an example, and he was saying he's way younger than me. Okay, he's in his early 30s. His name is Falgun. So he said that I think every 4 years of his work life, he has taken one sabbatical, which is at
Wow.
least 4 to 6 months long. And this was his fourth sabbatical that he took a few months back. And that's the one that he spoke about, where he went on a 6 month trip to South America and explored all the countries there. And he said that it's if he knows that he's going to take a sabbatical next year, this year onwards, he starts a proper SIP where he invests money well into it, so that your sabbatical, if it is 6 months long, there are times that you can lose your job at the end of it. So
Yeah.
you have to actually plan for 1 year financially, but maybe towards the end of your 6 months, you start applying to places and things like that. But he said that has hugely helped him. Of course, keeping yourself stress free, but in terms of ideas, he's like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, how the kind of things that happen to you when you take a career break. And these days, corporations are pretty understanding if they see a career break in your CV. In fact, it might be a great talking point as well. So what did you do and things like that.
Yeah, I
So
was actually recently talking to a friend, Revati, and that friend is like on the verge of quitting, and I think like as of today might have put down his papers. Um, and this thing of, I was telling him that, hey, you have that luxury and privilege of not having dependents, your
mhm,
parents being healthy and so on,
right.
having like that type of saving with you,
Mhm.
but why are you still in this thing of like, hey, let me think of getting a job? And he was like, see, after 6 months, what if I don't get a job?
Yeah,
What if these things happen? And that's why like some of these discussions kind of help you get a sense of other
absolutely.
examples where they've been able to get the job once they came back, or
Yes.
maybe some like other idea sparked that fire that, hey, why do I need to go back to the
Yes.
corporate? Maybe I'll do something else. And all of us, hopefully, like by late 30s, are in that place where, okay, the saving aspect for the retirement is in a fairly okay
Fairly
place.
decent place. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you manage with your lifestyle and so on, you're able to, as long as you can make your monthly expenses with some kind of passion
Correct.
project,
Mhm.
I hope that that break is not that big of a burden
Yeah.
to you. I myself keep telling myself that, hey, I have kids, so I need to maybe do a little more. But for people who have that privilege of, lesser dependence, maybe,
True.
this is a great time to take that break.
True, true, true. I agree. So for me also, because we chose not to have children. So that's one big. Uh, it is something that you need to plan for. If you have children, you have to plan for. Similarly, if you have a house, if you have EMIs, those kind of things you really have to plan for. Uh, it wasn't the case with us. So again, also I have to say that I have an extremely supportive husband. I mean, it's always, what you think you should do. You don't think about, and it's not that I'm borrowing his pesa or something at all. It's very, financially, it's not that way at all. But being supportive is always good when you have a supporting spouse or a supporting parent or a supporting friend and things like that, because you have to bounce off the idea of someone else as well and not get judged royally. In my
Yeah.
case, thankfully, Utkarsh is very supportive, throws ideas, really, really good ideas. And that really helps in someone pushing you. You need a push when you take a blast decision. It's a big decision. You need a push in a positive way. And that's also really helped me. Yeah.
Great. So, okay, you were traveling and you were doing your
Mhm.
gardening and you were doing your
Yes.
art. And around the time COVID hit, was there any life-changing moments? Like many of us had life-changing moments during COVID.
Oh my God, COVID was tough on me. Yeah, because I mean, again, very privileged that I had no large, nothing massive happened in me or my family's life. COVID has really caused a lot of destruction to a lot of lives. So that wasn't happened with me. I was quite privileged in that sense. But man, I had to be at home. Very difficult for me. It's tough for me. I mean, we did 10,000 Zoom calls with all groups possible at that time, but it's still not the same. Absolutely not the same. So at that point, actually, sometime around 2021, I think, my sister-in-law, Sangeeta, whom you said also, she's from, I think you're I'm Indore, right? So she's your
Yes,
senior
yes,
there,
she was
man. Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah. So she's also always been, in fact, she quit her corporate life long back. She was into investment banking and all of that, and she quit that a while back. She's a lot into making products for ed tech side of it. So what she did was she was actually piloting an idea of starting a kids podcast, and she did a few episodes. So we get along like phenomenally well. So we kept talking to each other, and why don't you try this, why don't you do that, why don't you think of something else, karte she's like, hey, I mean, why don't you join properly, and then we can take this to another level. And I mean, I grabbed it with both my hands, legs, hair, whatever possible. And that's when joined the team as a co-founder. It's called the Chronica Media. Started off with being one kids podcast, which continuing. She hosts the podcast. It's called What's New Today. It's doing great numbers. It's now what 4 5 year old podcast. Very very nice, great conversation with kids. So I helped a
One
lot with
small
marketing.
plug-in. Sometimes, as my kid's bedtime story, I put
Mhm.
on that podcast and I
Really?
let yes, so I let my Google Home kind of like
Oh,
tell that story. Your niece does great on that podcast as well. So
yes,
it's
yes.
really nice.
Oh, feels so happy listening to this man. Kya baat hai. It's very nice to hear children talking about, world things. No, oh my God, there was a forex exchange. You don't even think kids know, but they know it really well. And how to explain it to them is like so fun. And she does a great job at hosting that podcast. So from having one kids podcast, we are now at two podcasts. So one is a kids podcast that she hosts, one is a travel podcast that I host, Misadventures of a Sneaker. We have 3 blogs. We have 2-3 kids courses that we run. We have merchandise that we are selling. So, from there to now, it's what matter of 4 years or so. We do see a huge number of things that we've gotten into. And halka appreciation bhi aata hai. Like what you just said now makes me feel so happy. We are so sentimental into what we make, right? So one small thing makes you feel so thrilled about it.
Yeah, there are just so many of these things, Revati, that keep on happening around you. So, for my son's first birthday, I got a couple of friends who are great singers, and I don't know if you've come across this person called Rafi. He used to do kids concerts in Canada.
Oh,
Literally like proper stadium full of kids with like parents and kids
so
sitting.
cool.
Like this person is singing on his ukulele and singing all these brilliant kids songs, and those were actually some of the first songs that Shloka used to sing. And then I got 2 of my friends to do that type of a like concert for Shaurya's first birthday, because it's like, hey, all of these songs are so catchy. I think parents would
Yes.
love to sing it also. And we did a medley with the songs that our parents and we grew up with. So Hum Bhi Agar Bacche Hote type of
Oh
song.
man,
So amazing. We had so much fun doing it.
great
But
idea.
thinking of like that, not having the privilege of time, I wasn't able to continue this idea. I feel like I let them down because I kept on telling them that, we'll do something
Let's
big.
do it once again,
And,
man. It's a really good idea. It's so cool.
yeah, so and I feel like nowadays parents are okay spending that money for these experiences with kids, right? So
Right?
just again throwing that idea out there to you, if in case in Chennai, Bangalore, and all, you want to try it out, and I can give you the contacts of my friends
Oh,
who
that will be
do.
legendary, yeah. It is a very good idea. There was once that we did you were talking about this group meet that we do. So my gang, we have still my gang from SP. So we do this annual trip every year, and out of some 15 years that we have done it, 14 have been to Goa. So it's invariably. So there's one of these trips when the kids in the group are very young. And I remember that even there was one evening where we had to entertain the kids as well. We danced on that shark do like no tomorrow. It is such a catchy song. Oh my God. I love shark do thing. So a lot of these songs are so catchy that even we can party on it. Totally agree, man.
Yeah, and just like these, the kids also get to see their parents having fun, right?
Yes.
My kids get very weird when I'm like being all goofy and dancing. And like, Mama, don't dance. I think that's because they
Yes.
see me doing that, like being this free person only once a while. So they feel like, oh, what happened to Mama? But if
Yeah,
they
yeah.
saw me a lot more of in that avatar, I
Ski
believe
avatar. Mm.
that they will be more receptive of it, and I'll get to get my goofies out like that.
Yes. And you'll suddenly become the cool mom as well. Oh, मेरी मम्मी भी party करती है मेरे साथ. It's nice to see the goofy side of you. Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yes,
You are a
so
very fun
okay,
girl,
so
I have to say, yeah.
Misadventures of a Sneaker, you were
Yeah.
telling me about these stories from people who've gone to Antarctica,
Yes.
what are all these people doing? What are they on?
Don't ask me, man. I mean, sometimes when I hear, what I do is I scout on Twitter and LinkedIn, and now suddenly I'll find someone who's done something phenomenal, and I send a cold message across that, I just, your story is nuts. I mean, I would love to have it on my podcast. Some of them do agree and come. So, oh my God, some of the stories that have got are just alag level. This guy, the first ever Indian to ski solo for 51 days to South Pole. Can you solo for 51 days? So half my questions were, you didn't have anyone to talk. You don't see a human being. And he was like, I loved it. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then there was this one guy who I mean, tell me if you know this thing, that every year there is a community in Mongolia, in very, very cold parts of Mongolia. And it's called the Eagle Hunter community. And they have to migrate twice a year or thrice a year only because of their cattle. So they migrate. It's a 7-day migration from
Okay.
in minus 30 degrees weather on foot. You migrate from between one camp to another camp. So you have to go to a warmer place because your cattle does not have more
Yeah.
things to feed on. So every year they do this migration. So this guy who did this whole migration with these folks, and he did it along with the Nat Geo team who actually followed this migration. Unbelievable pictures. You've got to listen to that episode. You've got to see the pictures to see that I never even knew something this even happens. So I have heard such kind of stories that, our first time even knowing something this even exists and having a full episode with that person, it's unreal, really. It's genuinely unreal.
And many of these people are not like full-time
Absolutely not.
travelers, right? Like they do their corporate thing, and they also
Yes,
just like gives them a lot of purpose to save up the
correct.
money, save up the time to go for these experiences.
You're right, because after several episodes, I actually have people who write into me asking me, are these people, what do they do? Is this full time? Exactly like how you asked. So now, whenever I have someone like this on my podcast, I always have a short segment where I ask them, please tell me what is your full time job, because a lot of listeners think that this is what you do a full day. And this guy says, no, I'm actually, head in something in Qualcomm. I'm actually leading this particular thing in Google, Amazon, name a corporate, everything's like that. So they actually, I would say maybe 90% of the have a proper corporate career, like how many folks have, and they take vacations, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 week long things, and go for real funky kind of experiences. Oh my God, yeah, really
Amazing.
crazy. Mm-hmm.
And then you also have a little bit of a travel company associated with this, because I was reading up on that you help people create these travel experiences, right?
Yes, it's all entirely in-house. As I say, so we have spoken to so many guests, through the podcast. So we do know of different places they've been to, different restaurants they've visited, different kind of experiences. So Misadventures of a Sneaker, we do this in-house entirely. And I enjoy making itineraries. So even earlier, uh, I always have had a folder on my laptop called Holiday. You'll have random number of Excel sheets there, lot of different countries mentioned, and I'll have so many tabs: winter in Istanbul, summer in somewhere else, something in somewhere else. I'll have multiple tabs like that within each Excel.
Yeah.
So it's something that it's always been of interest to me, and now it's, like I said, it's part of my profession that I can make such indulgences actually.
That's awesome. I love to do that myself, Revati, but
Mhm.
I can, because I know that you are a person who has similar taste and similar vibe to the type of travel we like. I feel like having you plan something out for
Oh,
us will be so much fun.
I would love it myself. It was great fun for me as well. So I'm a person heavy on FOMO. Okay, I have such FOMO problems. So when I am doing the podcast, or when I'm planning, I'm like, oh gosh, I can also be a part of this. I wish I can also be a part of this. So I have that FOMO thing that I would deal with. But other than that, I love doing it. I absolutely love it.
Nothing stopping you from joining us when we go to that vacation.
Remember that you're offering me. Okay, I'll just
Yes,
come.
yes,
Oh.
of course, of course. Only thing is you'll have to babysit our kids for at least one date night, because we never ever get to have nice dinners during our vacations,
Done.
because, well, Shaurya cannot manage a table. So,
Done. Before you even complete a sentence, I've said done. I love, if your kids are chatty, then oh my God, I love chatty kids. You tell me to talk and talk with them. We'll have a screaming competition, talking competition, everything. I will ace it.
awesome. Uh,
Happily.
right before we started, Revati, you were also telling how these days you have pretty much like 7 days a week of working in some way or the other, but still it doesn't really feel like work. What is it about? I cannot tell myself that I can work 7 days a week. Sorry.
So this is one thing which is, if you are pursuing your hobby or your passion, like they say, as a part of your career, this is a big con, because I enjoy my work so much that if I'm having any free time, chalo aaj kuch nahi kar rahe, Sunday evening we are doing nothing, I'll sit with my laptop, I look at some itineraries, I will look at some, who's a new guest I can call. So ideally in my head I'm chilling, right? or in many other people's heads, oh, I'm planning for vacation, so that's chilling, right? But in my case, it's not really, actual chilling. So because and that's what I enjoy. That's also my work. And so in my case, entirely what I love to do is what I am doing as my work, as my full-time
You were
job.
talking about that Venn diagram. Please tell my
Yes,
listeners what that Venn
yes.
diagram looks
Yes,
like.
yes. So Venn diagram, it's a very popular Venn diagram where they have two rounds, and there'll be a small overlap. So this one round is what I like to do, and one round is what I am doing for work. And there's a small overlap which will say, okay, what I like to do is also what my job entails me. That is usually when many corporate career, these kind of memes that keep going around. In my case, it's entirely like a large a superset which is what I like to do, and within that is a subset which says what I am doing right now. So it's 100% overlap, which makes it very tough because I genuinely enjoy what I'm doing. But because I enjoy it so much, the con is where it comes now, that there are other things also that I enjoy. Like I enjoy art. That has really taken a backseat. I have not been drawing as much as I used to earlier. I have not been gardening as much as to do earlier. I have not been working out as much as I used to do earlier. I love cooking. I still cook, but the number of new recipes that I'm trying these days are way lesser. I can't say that I'm complaining, but it is wrong. One should know how to compartmentalize their days. You should have, like, I'm not going to start work before 8 a.m. For me, it's not like that. If I'm on bed and doing nothing, okay, I'll be scrolling, finding something new over the place and all of that. So that is something I need to start compartmentalizing. And there's a big con in case of people who do what they, it's a hobby,
I
passion
mean,
kind of thing.
I wish everyone in life has these cons in life. Because
No,
for
it was
the
very
rest of the
privileged
time,
place.
yeah, I tell myself like actually 70% of my job I love. Okay, my day-to-day job at Google, I really like it. But there will be those 30% of the times
Yeah.
which make me like, are you kidding me? This is my life. Just get out of my space. So to not have that, can't even imagine. But please just like not make everyone quit their jobs today. So please tell me, there are things in your life. How can you tell us that you are enjoying your life so much, Revati? Not
Don't worry, I'll create the itineraries for you, and that will push out things that will start making you enjoy your life. I'll make you have the most legendary breaks in between work. So don't worry about that. I'll help you.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to link all of these, the kids podcast and
Yes, absolutely.
the travel website and so on and so forth. Okay, so just to sum it up, Revati, you were talking about managing finances. Uh, Finally, like if today Swati was to start taking a break
Right.
for the next 3 to 4 months, what should I really do? And how should I tell myself it's okay? And what should I do about my kids?
What? Send your kids over to me, man. Over one problem is solved. Okay. Let's co-parent Shaurya, and we'll have a great time together as well, Shlok and Shaurya. I'm sure we'll have a great time together. That part I can promise. So that part is taken care of. But see, financially, of course, you really have to plan. So, I mean, even when I ask my investment advisor and all such kind of questions, how much do you plan? What should you do? It's always an answer. I mean, just think that next 4 months, you're not going to get anything at all. Like zero income. Plan for the worst case scenario, zero income. And that's where your savings account should have income, should have money such that it will take you through your 4 months. Savings account, not investment account. So not your mutual funds and all are running, they're going assets and all of that. Your savings account should have 2 4 months of, if you're thinking of a break for 4 months or 6 months, it should have that much, which will run you through. Of course, put them into liquid funds and things that don't let them not get 2% interest. At least they can get a little bit more, but such that you can access them as and when you want, because you're not working and things like that. Get a very good credit card, man. I am a huge fan of good credit cards. One is more than enough, which will get you all the points for your once in a while flights in between and things like that. That really helps. And in terms of decision to do it, like I said, I really want people to to take this very seriously. So you should take one good career break, and this is a good time. So if say when you reach mid 40s or early 50s, you're already very close to your. So these days, people are thinking of retiring early. Like,
Yeah.
I want to retire by 40, by 50, 52, 53, and things like that. So if you're thinking of doing it later, you're much closer to your retirement date. That's when you're in your top management. That's when you'll be earning the max amount which you need for your retirement funds. All passions aside, you need the money for your retirement funds. We cannot go and live in a tiny house anymore. We also are, we have convenience. We have gotten used to convenience and things like that. So we have to think of maintaining the lifestyle. You need not grow up. You can at least maintain it. So I think now is a very good time because we have the cushion of savings in the last several years of our work. And we know that even if we try, say we take a 4-month break and then we don't get a job, in the worst case scenario, we can manage for another 4-5 months easily, right? We really can. We have that cushion. So think of it going that way. So then probably we're getting back to work, say 7-8 months down the line. And then, you're having a new phase of life happening there. The next first few years will be exciting at a new place of work because, novelty is always exciting and things that challenging, exciting. And then you keep growing up and up and up and up. You'll get more and more money and then you're ready for your retirement. So I really think now is a great time to, to go for it. Do something. It'll rejuggle your entire system.
Yeah, and this, how does one let go of that FOMO then? Like when all my friends are getting promotions and getting fancy titles, what does Swati do then?
Yes, that is something that that's one place where I actually feel bad at times, when I see a friend who is getting Forbes 40 under 40 and, they give great converse talks and they get awards and they're called at places for, excellence things. So that's something that I do feel bad because I know that I was doing well at work and it could have been me. That is for sure. Okay. That you will feel it, but the other pros will outweigh this a lot. So this is just, you have to tell yourself that you have won awards before, so you are not a fool. You are an achiever. You're a solid person, and you will win awards. Going forward, it's okay if I miss 2 in between. It's really worth it. Think of the massive other things that you're doing. You're chilling. You need a break. We are stressed, especially women. I would say a little bit more than the men folks. So take the break. Do it. Feel a little light. Fly around a little bit. And you'll be good.
Yeah, I want to do it in a way where either both of us do it together or we do like stacked up, right? Like I do a break and then Srini also gets to do a break because most stories I hear of is that somehow women folk are also able to take that break and the men somehow just are not able to tell themselves that it's okay. It's
You're
okay.
right.
It's slow for these 3-4 months. So definitely want to plan it in a way that maybe both of us do it together.
Both do it together will be legendary, man.
Yeah.
Next
summer vacation, we are also off.
Go around the whole place. It'll be so cool.
That will be definitely very, very cool. And thankfully, we have partners who we like to travel with, right?
Yes.
Generally, people say that that's one of the biggest tests of your friendship or your relationships. It is. And I tell Srini, like, I would not travel with anyone else but you because it's just, or solo. I've realized I like solo travel as well. I feel like a lot more of just me, the person, versus being the mom on the trip and so on. So it's really nice.
True. Yeah. That's very true, actually. Recently, we went to Japan, and the first week there, Utkarsh was working, and I was solo traveling-ish thing. So we were not even staying in the same place. So we were staying separately, and he was working there. I was traveling a lot. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it was so nice. My style of traveling is very different from Utkarsh's style of traveling, but at the end of the day, I'll always look, because I wish you were here. I would have shown you this thing. I wish you were here. I would have shown you that thing. So though I enjoy solo traveling, but I would any day choose traveling with Utkarsh versus solo traveling, because it's, somehow we fit. We are really different people, very, very different people. But there's a strange fit that we have, and I adore traveling with him. It's great fun. He's such a history buff, and I love listening to all those historical stories from him. And it was great fun, great fun.
I'm
I
just
can
trying
see
to
why you like traveling
imagine.
with Srini as well. I love your husband. He's very cute. Yeah.
I'm
I
trying
miss
to
you
imagine
guys.
Revati listening to stories.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how I'm patient on one side. I'm so patient, and the other side, I desperately want to talk. So it's a weird combination.
That's awesome. I can imagine like no vacation with Revati cannot be fun because it's a blast being around you. Thank you so much, Revati, for answering my questions and all of these things that I keep thinking to myself on. Hey, I want to do this, but like there is always a but at the end of it.
Yes.
And you are a living, breathing example of having done that. So thank you for being such an amazing role model, and all the very best
Ooh.
for all of your like podcast and travel stuff. It's super inspiring. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Swati. Yaar, it's been so fun. We've caught up after such a long time as well. So this has been really, really nice. Long back, I think when I met you first, you guys were still dating, right? You and she were still
Yes.
dating at that point, right? So I have seen her those days, and I'm seeing, how she's now. She's not changed a bit, man. You still have the same charming smile. It's so cool talking to you, and I feel so, you've made me like feeling like I've arrived in life by inviting me on your podcast. So I feel very happy about it. I really want to repeat
You
that with
feel
you
like Kapil
guys.
Sharma. Remember how Kapil Sharma always says, you've done this, this, and this. So आज आपको कैसा लग रहा है finally कपिल शर्मा के शो में आके?
आज मुझे लग रहा है कि I have arrived in life. Talking on a career podcast. Come on, man. What more? It's so cool. My mom has once told me, when I was just thinking of quitting, that मेहनत में इतना पढ़ाया लिखाया MBA बनाया और तुम काम छोड़ रही हो. Complete jest. Okay, my mom's 75 and she still has a full-on career. She's still teaching. So in front of her, the fact that I quit was a big deal. But like I said, extremely supportive folks. Never. It was all in jest. But yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
stories were also
No,
made.
but it's just
Definitely.
awesome, yeah. And that's the kind of parents we want to be as well,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Our kids are able to follow their own path and like do something that makes them smile year to year instead of like really, yeah,
Waiting for the
just
weekends.
waiting for the weekends. Yeah, living their lives in 5:2. Awesome. Great. Thank you, Revati. And I'll hope that next time we catch up is not 10 years later. It did feel like we've just like picked it up from where we left, as
Yes.
cringe
Yes.
as that line is. And yeah, all the very best.